Why is executive support crucial for ethical sourcing initiatives? Imagine trying to build a strong bridge without the right support from the top. That's what it's like to implement ethical sourcing without leadership backing. When executives champion these efforts, it sends a clear message that responsible practices matter. Their support helps set the tone for the entire company, making ethical sourcing a core part of the organization's culture. It encourages everyone from procurement teams to logistics managers to prioritize fair labor, environmental care, and social responsibility. Executives also control the budget. Ethical sourcing often involves costs like supplier audits, traceability systems, and staff training. Without their backing, these activities might be seen as optional or too expensive. But with support, companies can allocate funds to ensure suppliers meet strict standards. This might mean investing in technology that tracks raw materials from origin to finished product or paying a premium for suppliers who follow fair labor practices. Leadership support also helps different departments work together smoothly. Ethical sourcing isn't just about one team. It involves procurement, logistics, compliance, and sustainability. When executives promote collaboration, these teams can develop strategies that balance cost efficiency with ethical goals. For example, they might work together to find eco-friendly transportation options or ensure suppliers adhere to labor laws. Another key reason is risk management. Unethical practices like child labor or environmental violations can damage a company's reputation and lead to legal trouble. Executives oversee risk mitigation strategies, making sure the supply chain complies with laws and standards. They help create frameworks that catch issues early, reducing the chance of scandals or disruptions. Transparency is also vital. Leaders who support ethical sourcing push for open communication about supply chain practices. This could mean real-time tracking of materials or public disclosure of supplier audits. Such transparency builds trust with consumers and stakeholders, strengthening the brand's reputation. Finally, executive backing helps companies think long-term. Ethical sourcing isn't just a trend, it's essential for future growth. It makes supply chains more resilient and sustainable. When leaders see the value, they invest in practices that protect communities, the environment, and the business itself. In practical terms, this support allows logistics leaders to adopt renewable energy in transportation, enforce strict labor standards, and use technology to trace materials. It also helps balance costs with ethical commitments, avoiding shortcuts that could harm workers or ecosystems. Overall, without top-level support, ethical sourcing efforts can struggle to gain traction. Leaders set the direction and provide the resources needed to make responsible practices part of everyday operations. Their support turns ethical sourcing from a nice idea into a real, impactful part of a company's future.